I've managed to just lose over 5 kilograms in one day. There's a little bit of a weight loss competition challenge going on in my office at my work, and the challenge is the first person to lose 10% of their body weight, and so many people are doing it in different ways, like, oh, I'm just trying to eat less, or I'm just trying to go carbs, or somebody's like trying to go vegan. And I said, yeah, I can probably lose that, no problems, easy peasy. So I told everyone about intermittent fasting, and everyone's like, what's that? That's dangerous. You're going to go into starvation mode. You're going to get fat. You're going to get diabetes. I was just like, oh, right, okay. Let alone the fact that at one point I went from being morbidly obese, doing intermittent fasting and heavy weight training, and got absolutely ripped. So proof of the pudding, I think is the term that I would use, is I've done it and it worked fantastically for me. So I thought, right, cool, I'll get involved in this game that you've already been doing for several weeks. Last night I weighed myself, and bit worrying. I had my jeans on, had my belt on, I didn't have this jacket on, but I had, it was just yesterday, I had this t-shirt and this jumper on. Everything was the same, shoes off, weighed myself, and it's like, oh crap, I'm over 91 kilos. I was holding my iPad, so that may have been a little bit of extra weight. I was over 91 kilograms, which for me, that's like, oh no, I've gone over 90. That's not good. That's not where I want to be. I was thinking, like, no, I thought it was going to be around about 85. Oh, this is a bit pants. Tried the weight scale several times again. Yeah, it was all the same. I was like, damn, I am 91 kilograms. So anyway, so when I weighed myself, that was last night around about 7 o'clock, just before I put Logie to his bath. And but that day I didn't have any breakfast, and all I had was a meal deal from Sainsbury's, which Sainsbury's, they're a meal deal now. You can get your drink, your crisps, and your sandwiches. And normally it's like ham, cheese sandwiches. I'm like, oh, there's no options for you. But now they're doing an avocado and sun-dried tomato sandwich. I was like, yes, and like rocket lettuce leaves or something on it. So it's like, brilliant. It's now got an actual vegan option, and it's like avocado, which is super good for you. So, well, yay Sainsbury's for giving me an actual vegan option, not just a vegetarian option, but a vegan option. I was like, brilliant, and it was delicious as well. And when you combine it all together, it's still only up to £3 that it costs in the shops here. Anyway, so that's all I had, because I kind of decided to start the fast. I was like, yeah, I'll totally join in. Started that after I'd had my lunch. So yesterday it was, make sure you drink lots of water, make sure you're fully hydrated. The more hydrated you are, bizarrely, water is a diuretic, if that makes sense. The more water you drink, the more you pee out. So if you're fully hydrated, you make sure you pee out a lot of stuff. And if you're not consuming anything that's got salts or sugars in it, you have much less water retention throughout every cell in your body. So last night it was not good. I woke up about 3 times during the night, kind of going, oh, I need a wee, oh, I need another wee, oh, what's going on here, I need another wee. And all my dreams were me needing a wee. So obviously my body was just like getting rid of a lot of fluid, but it was just one of those big like 1 litre bottles of mineral water that I had. So I thought that's gonna be good, flush everything out. And then today's been tough. Today's been my first day of actual proper fasting. So by the time I got up to lunchtime, that was 24 hours. First day of fasting that I've done in over a year, I would say. And it's been difficult. I've been a bit tired, a bit groggy, a bit headache. But now, where I'm at just now, I'm kind of a little bit buzzed. I haven't had a coffee. I had a glass of water before I left the office there, but I haven't had a coffee or anything all day. I had a coffee in the morning, but I'm kind of a little bit, it's like, oh yeah. It's not buzzed, it's not stimulated, it's something else. After you, buddy, after you, out you go. But I do feel dehydrated. I do feel like, although I've drunk water, like that's the thing, if you drink water before you go to bed, you just need a pee. But if you have like a fruit juice, or maybe not fruit juice, but even just diluting juice, I don't need a pee. If I have a pint of water and a pint of diluting juice, diluted juice, whatever, If I drink them both, if I have a pint of water, I will need to pee during the night. If I have a diluting juice, I won't. Even if it's like the no sugar or no added sugar diluting juice. I don't know what the science is behind that. I don't know why it makes me hold on to water better than normal water. Again, as I say, water is a diuretic. Maybe adding the calories and the sugar or the sweeteners that you get in diluting juice, maybe that affects how your body retains the water. I'm not too sure about that, or I don't know. But either way, weighed myself again today. Took my shoes off. Trousers are wet because I'm in the rain, so I think that's weighed them down a bit more. But 86 kilograms while holding the iPad. Boom. 86 kilograms. But yeah, slightly worse thing is I then did the weighing again without holding the iPad. I did it where it can measure your body fat percentage, your muscle percentage, your resting metabolic rate. Okay, mine's not so good. My body fat percentage just now is 26% body fat. Body muscle percent was 37% or somewhere. Not that interesting. BMI 26.1, so that's me in the overweight category. And my resting metabolic rate was 1,833 or something like that. So if I just lay in bed and did nothing, I would still burn off 1,800 calories a day. So that's your absolute base number of calories that you should be having. And then all the exercise and movements that you do help you burn off any excess weight. But yeah, effectively, it was quite funny because there was guys in my office saying it's not possible, because I said I lost 5 kilograms in 2 days. They're like, that's physically not possible. Even if you have a full bladder, that only holds up like 700 milliliters. If you have a full stomach filled with water, that's only going to be about another. So at the most you could probably lose is 2 kilograms, maybe 2.5 kilograms if you've got a big stomach. And maybe if you push out shit, you might be able to get like maybe 3 kilograms in total. Like, it's not possible to lose 5 kilograms in 2 days. I'm like, just did 5 kilograms in 1 day. Boom! I don't know what it is, because I don't think I did any massive shits. I did a lot of weeing, so I must just be retaining a lot of water. Again, if you have a diet with no salt, your body doesn't shove in extra water into your blood, into every single vein throughout you, so your blood pressure is lower and all that stuff. So I think that's probably the other thing, is that the bit of lethargy, is that the right word? Yeah, that I had during the day, possibly because blood pressure may have dropped. I'm not 100% sure about this, but this is the idea. If you have, I like salt. I put salt on a lot of things. But if you consume salt, that goes into your blood stream. That unstabilizes or unbalances the acidity level of your blood, and your body, to counteract that, pumps in more H2O, more water into your veins, into your blood system, and effectively increasing the volume in your system, and thus increasing your blood pressure. So maybe by having a day and a half of no food and lots of water and no salt, I think that's probably the main thing, your body's like, oh, we've got no salt, we don't need to take all this water in our blood and in our veins and in our cells and all that stuff. So maybe there's a little bit of a drop in blood pressure. It's not the first time we do it. For me, when I was doing intermittent fasting, the first time is always the hardest time, but once you get into a routine, it's a piece of cake. For me, the best thing was fast during the night, obviously you're asleep. In the morning, go to the gym, have a massive workout. I can't do that because of my back, so it's just, I'm not doing anything. In the morning, have a massive workout, have a coffee, get to the office, work, and then by the time it's like 2, 3 o'clock, then you're back into your eating window. So between 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5-hour eating window. So that's a 19-5 fast diet. The famous one is the 18-6 or 16-8. 16-8, that's a piece of piss. That's almost, you have to do nothing for that. Then it's 18-6, then it's what I was doing, 19-5. And that had fantastic results, fantastic effects, fantastic weight loss. So today I've been pretty hardcore, just water. Did have a coffee this morning with, did I have some almond milk? I literally had a dash of almond milk, and when the almond milk is unsweetened and it says for 100 milliliters it'd only be 13 calories, and I'm having a dash, I barely had 4 calories of almond milk in my coffee. It's more just to make the coffee look like coffee rather than black coffee. Yeah, that's all that. So hardcore. Just now, I don't feel hungry. I do feel orally bored. I don't know if that's it, but like, just like after a while, once your hunger level, you're like, oh, hungry, I'm not getting fed, just go back to normal. It's more a case of you want to eat, not because you're hungry, not because you feel like you need to consume protein or carbohydrates. It's like, it's really, like, there's so many tasty things all around us, it's really boring not eating. I was driving down the street and it was outside some shops, and it was like baked potato shops, and the smell coming from it was, I was just like, oh, that's amazing. Oh, my senses are all heightened. I can smell everything. But there's another thing. If anybody else has done fasting, men, tell me if you've experienced this as well. Is there a thing where you kind of get horny? It's like, why am I so horny just now? If this is a bit too much TMI, but again, if you're going to like caveman instincts are, whenever you see something, the first thing is like, is it going to kill me? Is it a friend or a foe? Is it going to kill me? No. Can I kill it? Can I eat it? No. Can I fuck it? That's what I read, that's what it said. It's like, kill it, eat it, or breed with it. And I think maybe if you do a little bit of fasting, because your body's not just kind of going, hey, we've got loads of food, let's just be digesting, and it's just working on digestive hormones, maybe if you do a bit of fasting, your other hormones are ramped up, or they're not necessarily ramped up, but you're more sensitive to them, if that makes any sense. So in other words, whenever you're eating, it's your insulin going up, your growth hormone going up, your cortisol moving around, your estrogen, your all that kind of stuff, going up and down, moving around, blood pressures and glucose and all that kind of stuff. Maybe you stop doing that and your body's like, oh, right, we're not dealing with this. What do the rest of our hormones do? Oh yeah, testosterone. Let's send to that. Growth hormone. Let's get loads of that. Oh, cortisol. Let's go get our body ready for adrenaline. Hey, we haven't used that for a while. We're not in a fight or flight situation. Let's pump out some adrenaline. Let's get pumped and try and find some food. So maybe I would like to see. It may just be a total psychological thing, but I'd like to see if there's like if any of you know like blood test results of how to instantly increase your testosterone. And it's just by a case of just don't eat. It may be the case your testosterone doesn't increase, because like the best way to increase your testosterone is through heavy weight training, high intensity interval training as well. Lifting heavy weights, going to your max. Testosterone goes through the roof. But maybe it's a case of you may not produce more when you're fasting, but because you're not having other hormones floating around your system, it has more of an effect, or at least maybe it has more of a effect on the brain. Maybe it breaks the blood-brain barrier more efficiently because it's not filled up with all this other stuff. I don't know, but otherwise, it happened to me before when I was fasting before. I was like, yeah, like I totally have the horn the whole time, and it must be just because my body's like, well, I'm not eating, so I'm either breeding or killing. That's what I've kind of got to do. It's like, oh my God, there's no food. I must spread my seed and make my DNA survive. So therefore, let's get horny. That must be what it is. Pretty mental. But yeah, first day doing intermittent fasting. I'm gonna not eat tonight, and I'll eat tomorrow at some point. So that should be, if I've done like 28 hours of, I could potentially go for a 42-hour fast, a 2-day fast for your first day going back, or your first time going back into it. That is hardcore. I'm going to do that. I'll have a couple of fruit teas tonight. Maybe a little bit of diluting juice, like no added sugar diluting juice. So it's only like 7 calories for a pint. Just so I'm not peeing all night. That'd be the best thing. But otherwise, difficult the first day. Definitely been difficult. All the way up to like 12, 1, 2 o'clock. I was like, this is really sucking. Just now, I'm buzzing. And I'm literally just sitting in traffic waiting to go home. This is normally a time where I'm yawning, I'm bored, I just want to just like fall asleep. Just now I'm kind of like My back feels good. Maybe I should go for a jog. It's pouring with rain. I'm not going to go for a jog. But yeah, if any of you are looking for a way to get... Like, again, this morning when I woke up, although I'd only fasted for like 18 hours, I was like, woke up at 6 this morning going, I'm alert. It's like, if you want to wake up early and be more awake, fast. Intermittent fasting. Best way to make sure you wake up early in the morning. Because your body's like, oh, we haven't had any food. Must get up and go hunting for food. Or foraging for food. Anyway, rambling on. If any of you got any other questions about intermittent fasting, I'll put links to all the stuff that I did and the results that I've had down below. Cheers, bye-bye. Now, that's what I call a big workout. Nothing too heavy, but trying to do it for a whole hour. That's where it gets tough. But yeah, lots of sweat today.